Good morning, students. Welcome to lesson 2 of chapter 13, Finding Perimeter and Area. Before we get started with today's lesson, I just want to give a little shout out to Antonio, who's been working hard at home. And he had a question last night about something from the very beginning of the chapter where you're reviewing vocabulary. Antonio was looking at these models, which you will later use to find area. And this one says, show 8 by 5 or 8 times 5 in an array. And Antonio could do that, no problem. So he knew to do 8 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he knew to do 5 in each of those rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so he could do an 8 by 5 array, but his question was, what is this part underneath that says decompose the 8 times 5 array? What does that word decompose mean again? So decompose means to break one of the factors apart so that you can do a multiplication problem easier. In this case, 8 times 5, you already know because you know how to count by fives, but let's pretend you didn't. Let's take the 8 apart. Let's split the 8 into 2 groups of 4. So instead of 8 times 5, we'll think about this as 4 times 5 and 4 times 5. Okay, 2 groups of 4 times 5. So now we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Okay, with 5 in each row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4 with 5 in each row. Another 4 times 5. So you probably have memorized 4 times 5. Count by fives, 4 times 5, 10, 15, 20. 4 times 5 is 20. So this array is showing 20, and this array is showing 20. And so 20 plus 20 equals 40, which is the same product you get when you multiply 8 times 5. So that's what decompose means. Break one of the factors apart so that you can make 2 multiplication problems that are easier to solve. Okay, great question, Antonio. All right, so let's move on to today's lesson, which is chapter 2, which is finding perimeter. And in this chapter, you are remembering, or in this lesson, you are remembering what perimeter means. Perimeter means the distance around a shape. So let's do that again. Perimeter, put your fingers up, is the distance around the shape. Very good. So what you're learning in this chapter basically is to find the length of these rectangles, these shapes, and then add up those lengths. So if we look at the practice page, okay, let's take a look at that trapezoid right there. So I can see that the lengths of this trapezoid are 2 centimeters, 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 2 centimeters. So what I would do is on a line sheet of paper, I would write those lengths. Okay, so I would put a number 1 or number 3, sorry, for problem number 3. And I would write my length. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 4. Okay. And then I would add up, let's see, 2 plus 2 plus 2, 2, 4, 6. And then 6 plus 4 is 10. So I would know that the perimeter, the distance around this shape is 10 centimeters. So for any of these problems where you have all of the lengths labeled with numbers, all you have to do is add them up. For this shape right here, you can see there are no numbers, but it is on a grid. So you count the number of square units going across. So at the top, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would write in a 4 there. 1, 2, I would write in a 2. 1, 2 again. Now going down this side, you have to be careful. You get all the edges. 1, 2, 3. Here, 2. And then up back to the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I would add those up. So 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5. Okay, and you could just add them on mentally. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 8, plus 3 more is 11, plus 2 more is 13, plus 5 is 18. Down below, number 7, they didn't tell you what that side length is. They put a question mark there. But you can figure it out because this shape is a rectangle. And in a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal. So here, the 17 matches the 17 in the opposite length. So if this length is 8, then this length would also be 8. Please go ahead and when you're working on this, if you run into questions, please share your questions on Class Dojo, and please be like Antonio and share pictures of your work also if you can. I appreciate that very much. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.